This was a good episode. The majority of it, in my opinion, was just seeing the awkward relationship between Hee and Soo. Not gonna lie, I really thought it was going to be one of those situations where Soo could be developing feelings for Hee. I mean, think of all the things that she did after they moved to Seoul, waiting for him to come home, waiting for him to possibly call, cooking, cleaning, basically what a stay-at-home wife would do. And when I saw all of that, I was literally thinking, oh, wait, I think she's beginning to act like a wife and trying to make this situation better. But we all know it was kind of worse as it is. But at that point, I was thinking, wow, she's really taking this role seriously, acting like a wife, trying to make this relationship work and try to make the best of it for not only her, but it seems like it was only her, but to make everything good for the both of them. But in the end, she was just fighting for Hee and Myeong this entire time. So really, Soo, she's just human. She's us, if you think about it. Yeah, she made a mistake. You can't go back. And when she was trying to fix things, it couldn't work because the damage has already been done, and just went along with things because, I mean, it's one of those situations where you can't really do anything. She's us. She's just a human being. And yeah, to be honest, man, I viewed her character the wrong way. I mean, just seeing her character blaming Myeong-hee. No, well, she did things and then Myeong-hee got the blame. I mean, just that alone. And then her lying. I mean, you can't help but think, oh, wait, she's that type of character. But really, she's a good character this entire time. So at the beginning of the episode, Soo and Hee Tae are getting ready to leave for Seoul. Obviously, both of them have second thoughts about it, but there's nothing they can do, so they leave. Soo actually met with Myeong-hee the night before she left, but we don't find out until later, which I will talk about in a moment. But staying on when they left for Seoul, first off, at the beginning of the episode, I did feel bad for Myeong-hee. I mean, the guy she likes is with another girl, well, put in quotes. But for this one, the person I felt really, really bad for was Gina. I mean, the fact that she cried really hard, I was like, oh, poor thing. I couldn't help but just feel bad for her. Then when they got to Seoul, we saw people protesting, and you can't help but look at Soo. She was looking around. It was almost like she wanted to take part of it and also reminisce when she started protesting too. And it was almost like she was in a trance. Like she just, well, first she was looking for Hee Tae, but it seemed like she was in a trance. She's looking everywhere and she's looking at all the protesters. Again, it looks like she wanted to join and protest as well. And then when they officially moved into their place, I've already talked about this in the beginning of this review, Soo basically starting to act like a wife, cook, clean, stay at home, waiting for Hee Tae. And again, at that point, I really thought that she could have developed feelings for him and become that type of character, but again, she's not. And as all of this is going on back at Gwangju, Myeong-hee, she's basically living her life as if none of this happened, none of the situation happened. I mean, she's working a lot, you know, she's just trying to be busy, get her mind off of things. But I mean, just considering how deep the situation was and how deep she was in that situation, yeah, it'll be pretty hard to get your mind off of that. But she kept working and working and working. And then one night, Soo really confronted Hee Tae about him avoiding her, always going somewhere, leaving her at home. Is this his punishment for her for the situation that they're in? She knows it's her fault. And she even blames herself. She even wanted Hee Tae to yell at her, blame her, hit her. But in the end, Hee Tae, he never blamed her in the first place. And this is actually the first time that these two really, really yelled at each other. And after the yelling, Hee Tae says, "Let's go. There's someone I want you to meet." And it's Cheol. I think it was pretty nice to see Cheol like in person instead of in a flashback, but we do know that Cheol was a friend that Hee Tae couldn't save, and we knew that, and we knew about that. But just seeing her in that critical condition, oh man, yeah. And then after Soo-Ryeon saw Cheol, what I think could have been the morning after, but whatever. So Soo-Ryeon wanted Hee Tae to take her somewhere nice. They do a little talking, they bag on each other and whatnot. Cute talk, pretty much. And then this is where they get into Hee Tae wanting to go back to Gwangju and be with Myeong Hee, but he says he can't because of his dad and so forth. But in the end, it was really, he didn't want to go back because if he does, it's going to hurt her. I mean, she's already hurt as it is because of his dad. But for Soo-Ryeon, she was really fighting for it. And for me, after seeing what she's done in the past, I've always saw her as a non-friendish type of character. But just seeing her in this episode, it's a total game changer for me. And I'm thinking, wow, she is such a good person. She really is. Yeah, she lied. Yeah, she made mistakes. But who hasn't? You know what I mean? She's a human being like all of us. So again, a game changer right here. And I think Soo-Ryeon could end up with Haegon. If Soo-Ryeon is not the skeleton in episode 1, then she could have ended up with Haegon. And then after that, finally Myeong Hee and Hee Tae, they saw each other, they embraced each other, basically expressing how much they want to be with each other. I think it was mostly Hee Tae though. But anyway, and then back at Myeong Hee's place, what's funny is that Hee Tae, he was in that room alone, in the middle of the room, and it was almost like he was awkward and nervous. He was like looking around a bit. I mean, I guess you're in the same place as the girl you like. Things can happen. Wink, wink, you know? So, yeah, I've been there before. So the majority of the episode was basically Hee Tae and Soo-Ryeon with just a little sprinkle of Myeong Hee. Hee Tae's dad, first off, I want to talk about the meeting between Hee Tae's dad and Soo Chan. I think Soo Chan and Hee Tae's dad made a deal. That's why we saw in the scene after that Soo Chan said to Myeong Hee, your visa application has been processed, meaning that she can go abroad. So there's definitely a deal made between those two. And then let's go to the next one where KiNam, he got a call after talking to his goons. He left for Seoul. And then towards the end of the scene, we see the soldiers being dispatched and headed for Gwangju. Something's going down and a lot is going on in Gwangju. I have a feeling it could be the protests. I mean, most likely. But man, things are going to go down in the next episode. That's crazy. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the episode and the review. If there's anything I might have missed, please leave it in the comments below. Again, this episode was good. Most of it was just the awkward avoidance relationship between Hee Tae and Soo-Ryeon. Every guess I have made about each episode, because of the actions that certain characters has done, I always thought this is going to happen or that's going to happen. But as the episode pans out and the next episode kind of unfolds, you know, their actions is always not the case. You know what I mean? Basically what I'm saying, every time I make a guess, the next episode, it's not that situation. And it's making me even more curious every time I watch an episode because I'm thinking this, oh, she's doing that, he's doing this. And now I'm thinking of a scenario, but nope, that's not the case. That's not even close. So anyway, if you guys like this review, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.